Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Vibes podcast. This is your host, Habib. Today, we are not joined by Janae or Nathaniel. We're joined by a way more special guest, a Chicago-based videographer. Let me not butcher. It's Riley Hulligan, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nailed it.
Great. He also goes by everything on social media is at Hulli, Hulli 99, correct?
Changed it.
Oh,
We just did a rebrand. So Instagram is Hulli, Hulli, and then 3 underscores.
Okay.
Because a bot took the name. And then Twitter is Hulli_RH.
Hulli_RH. All right. You heard it here from the horse's mouth. We're good. We're alive. We're awesome. Awesome. So yes, this is a very special episode because again, Riley's here today. And we're just going to talk about everything, and basically everything as things have unfolded, really, in terms of us finding videography or filmmaking. I guess let's just start from there, really. Who are you? I guess let's just go from the top.
Well, videographer, film editor. Currently going to Columbia College Chicago. I'm about to finish the first semester of my senior year, so I'll be going into my last semester here in just about a month. Finals are next week, so it's a bit of a hell week right now. But that's all right, you know. I think I've been doing this. I was just updating my resume the other day. About 6 years is when I first found editing and the whole, you can actually do this as a job kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just originally found it in high school and
awesome. I mean, did you ever prefer, there's always the cliche story of I always preferred making video projects over any other type of project, whether it be a written report or a slideshow or something. Were you one of those people?
I didn't know I was one of those people until I found it. Because if you ask anybody in my high school, graduating class, I would pass out during presentations, in front of everybody. I mean, the whole nine, bring in the wheelchair because I couldn't walk completely out cold. So that was never my thing. Writing papers, still bad at it. Thank God I go to art school. So I can pretty much just do what we're doing, just talking to, a camera. But I always say I was pretty much not bad at everything, but you had the people who were really good at math and it just clicked. And I never really had anything I felt click until I found this, where I was I get it now. I get the people who are just good off the bat. I felt I was told.
That's good. Yeah.
I kind of had it a little bit. So
that's awesome. How'd you get into filming? You just mentioned that you had the you can make money from this kind of thing. What was that moment for you? Because for me, it was more of just YouTube in general really intrigued me. And I've said this many of times on the podcast, but I first started editing and having fun with filmmaking when I was watching vlogs, your OG, Shay Carl, Charles Strippy kind of guys, back when Philip DeFranco was still new, right? And I just had a lot of fun, and that slowly grew over time when I was looking and diversifying what I was watching on YouTube. And I was wait, there's a whole niche community of filmmakers here as well, teaching each other how to edit, how to get B-roll or this, that, and the other. And that just escalated and just snowballed basically into what it is today. So I was just wondering, what was that aha moment for you?
What do you want me to start with? The aha moment of I could make money, or that I could actually just do it in general? I got into it.
Yeah, I guess let's start with how we got into it, and then the money part comes in later.
Right. So pretty much it was just a high school professor, English teacher. he had just like kind of taken over this broadcast. It was called broadcast media. Basically, it was the majority of it was, hey, you're going to go film the football games on Friday nights and we're going to live stream them. That's kind of how the class made money to buy equipment and stuff like that. And they did like little skits and side projects. Similar to you, always interested in YouTube. I couldn't tell you how old I was when I found YouTube, and it's been like probably my number one source of entertainment for my whole life. Always intrigued me. The idea of making videos always intrigued me. I maybe jumped on iMovie like once or twice, just like messing around. Had no idea there was like this group of filmmakers until I had already got into like this class in high school and looking up tutorials on how to do stuff and trying to take like that extra step in front of like other students.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I found, that's probably when I found like vlogs and stuff like that, because YouTube for me before was just gaming.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it probably wasn't until after I graduated high school in 2017 when someone just offered me to make a video for, I think it was like a basketball thing for like $20 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Just like them shooting a basketball for a little bit. It was like a little, they had like a fake business for a class and they needed a commercial. And I was like, sure, I'll do that. And then it just snowballed pretty much.
Now we're here. Wow.
Yeah. Really
Whoa.
weird. Really weird.
Holy moly. That's like, wow. Okay. So I wasn't expecting that at all. I was thinking more like, oh, my friends and I, projects and stuff. But no, you're like, it was for someone else's class. That's like such a weird thing.
Yeah. I mean, that was like the first legit pay.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, as like a kid, I remember when Dude Perfect was like first starting off, you take the iPod out, the iPod just got the camera, the iPod Touch just got the camera. Like, that's even weird to say because I don't even think iPod Touch is still a thing. If it is, I don't know anyone who has one.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, I just remember, I mean, that was probably like the first.
That was like the very first experience.
Creator kind of experience. Had nothing ever came of it. I think we put them on Facebook or something.
Yeah, that's dope.
But
so like,
yeah, nothing.
Expanding on that, like, what's the most fun you've had during filmmaking or like while filmmaking, where you're like looking back, you like take a step back and you're just like, whoa, I'm actually doing it. Like this is what I planned to do from the beginning. And now I'm here, like, actually doing it. Because for me, it was, I'll let you think on it. So, yeah. For me, it was just in October. It's been a couple of months now. I've been filmmaking, doing that, have clients doing all their, like, commercial work. But we had a actual music video to shoot back in October there. But I'm currently in Houston, and that's where everyone else is here. But the client was out in San Marcos. It's like a 2-hour drive out west, 2.5 hours. So that was like a very weird thing because I'm directing this thing, but now I've got to coordinate crew. We had like 5 crew members and then talent and then like a makeup artist and like wardrobe kind of person. And I'm like emailing them all and like stressing out. I'm like, yo, please guys, just read the email. Like, we got to be safe because COVID's running around. We're like, okay. And then we get there, we're shooting, and I'm like, whoa. I just took a step back because like my DP, he's like rigging everything up for the lighting. We're in the living room. We're about to shoot the very first scene. And he's like, how's that look? And I'm like, I don't know. How does it look? Like asking for him, like, does it look good? Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, is it good? He's like, no, I'm asking you, dude. Like, is this the look you wanted? And I'm like, wow. Yeah. And I had to like snap out of it really quickly. And I was like, okay, let me look at like my storyboards and like everything else just to make sure the tone is there. In camera stuff looks perfect. Like, I never want to think like I'll fix it in post kind of thing. But that moment, that whole time, and I mean,
You became the boss.
Yeah, he was really, his name's Hulli, and he really helped me like that day with realizing that when you're the director, you really have to push for like your vision kind of thing. And he made me realize that I have to be more assertive when I do need to get things from other people done. But yeah, that was like, I'm like, wait, I'm here, I'm doing it. This is what it's gonna be like to a certain degree or not. And I'm like, okay, this is where I'm starting. But yeah, I'm curious about your story.
It's a great place to start. That's a great place to start. Because no, I've been crew. I have not had crew yet. I do, mainly all the music videos I just do them by myself. I'll bring like a friend along to take some behind the scenes photos, because most of them are just like, photographers and stuff like that. They don't really care about the outcome of the music video. But I think I've had a few of those moments. More recently, I edited a spot for Lululemon that was, I thought, really special from like the moment I got the call from the director. And that being like my first real like branded content video, I was like, a part of me is like, I shouldn't be in this position. But another part of me is like, no, I've worked my ass off. I deserve like this kind of, this kind of work. But that was like really cool. I mean, just it had like a really powerful message behind it too, which was great. And honestly, I didn't think it was going to come out. I didn't hear anything from anybody for like 2 weeks.
Really?
So I was just like,
man,
they scrapped it. I was like, you know what? There was no like dirt or anything. I mean, I'm great friends with everyone on the crew and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was like sending it to like the senior marketing people at Lululemon. I just didn't hear anything. I'm sure the director did, and he just wasn't relaying it. But
yeah,
I didn't think it was happening. And then the day of, they're like, it's dropping at 6, and I was like,
whoa,
that's crazy,
dude. That
but
took
I
me. I'm sorry to cut you off, because that took me by surprise. Because I'm like, because we follow each other on Twitter, right? That's how like we started every like knowing each other. And at this point I'm like, oh, we're both like trying to do things. We're trying to become better filmmakers, bigger filmmakers. And then I remember you tweeting out, you had like this wild month. I remember it was like a very poppin' month for you, and I was like super happy because you had filmed a section in, I forget the rap video, but there is a music video where you filmed one of the artists, and I was like, whoa, this is like, dude, I forgot I did huge. That. And then right after, I see a tweet about you're like, yo, I filmed and edited this Lululemon ad, and I'm like, whoa, that's like even crazier. And I was just like ear to ear, just like smiling. I was just cheesing so hard because I'm like, this is awesome. This is like what we all like dream of. Like, this is like actually taking the steps forward to grow and hone your skills. So I was just super happy, and I was like, this guy is killing it. It set a fire under my ass to like go ahead and start like actually doing stuff instead of just sending out like treatments and shit. And yeah, again, congratulations on that. But
dude, thank you. That, I mean, just hearing that, like, obviously I'm the same way, where like I see someone else like in the little community that we've been a part of like do something like that. I'm like, one shot will just spark an entire idea, and I'm like, damn, this is gonna be like, it's either gonna be next level, and people are really gonna like it, or it's gonna be next level and I'm just gonna keep it over here for now until I can expand on it.
Yeah,
I feel like that happens most of the time. But also, I mean, before COVID, the whole reason, I guess not the whole reason, the main reason I chose the school at Columbia College Chicago is because it's in Chicago. And one of the first things that really got me into video making and like wanting to pursue it is artist videography, music touring. And I was like, there's a job where I can travel the world listening to music and artists I like, hang out with them, and get paid to make videos of them. sold, just done.
The dream.
So like every time there would be a show of like an artist where I either knew who they were, like I'd listened to them like growing up or whatever, and getting that, I was like, that's crazy. Or if there was like a venue that held like a certain amount of people, just in March there was Chelsea Cutler was the headline show, and opening up was Ex Lovers, who I had heard a few tracks from, and Alexander 23, who I had previously not known who he was last summer.
Oh wow.
And shooting a show for, it was a Lollapalooza like after show. I say after show because it was the day before, and he was opening up for Jeremy Zucker, who I was there to shoot, and I was like, this guy's great.
Yeah.
My sister was like already going to the show, so I was like, I'm just gonna tag along with her. She was like, no, this guy is like good. So I got to meet him afterwards, and then I met him again, or we had like an interaction after the show in March. But then that same week, let's see, that was on a Tuesday. Thursday, we were being told we're not going to go to school, and you got to stay 6 feet apart from everybody.
Yeah.
I was like, I went from a 2,500 person venue, sold out, probably the biggest show I've ever filmed, to you got to be 6 feet apart from
all
everybody.
music events
like,
canceled. Everything just shut down.
That is by far the worst thing about this pandemic is I can't do the main form that I like the most. I've done like music videos, like the one I helped out on. I actually just had a 4-day shoot this past weekend. Super stressful, and I'm glad it's done. And that's like great and all, you know, it pays. Still, you know, get to practice and expand on stuff, but there's nothing like live music. Sure, everyone who enjoys music misses it so much. Yeah. Twitch live streams aren't the same.
They definitely aren't. Like Fortnite concerts, I mean, they're good, but like...
Yeah, they get old.
Yeah, it's like I can't be in a mosh pit, because for me, it's like not about shooting concerts. Even though I thought about it, I just get stressed out too much because it's like an uncontrolled environment.
It's super run and gun.
Yeah, it's like so run and gun, and I feel like if I was paid, I mean, I'm cocky enough where I'm like, that's how I've like gone through my whole career so far, is that I'm like cocky. Same. I'm like, I see this video, I could definitely do it better. And there's no question about it. That's how I got into editing. That's how I got into filmmaking. That's how I got into photography, motion graphics. Like, that's just like this gut like feeling. I mean, it makes me sound like an asshole, but
no, it doesn't.
It's like,
I mean, it means you know what you're good at. It's not just, you know, like you said, you know, you could do it, but you don't like it. You like, don't do something you don't like.
Yeah. I mean, but for me, it's like, I actually go out and like do the thing, you know, like, right. I actually did do videography, photography, motion graphics. I mean, I'm 21 is going to be all dedicated to like 3D. Like, I'm going to freaking figure out Blender and everything there, and just have one big like project at the end of the year that I'm like thinking about already. But yeah, sorry, I forgot what my train of thought was going. Man. Oh, same thing kind of happened to me. I was talking about like how you just had like one of the biggest shows of your life. And then, you know, next day, boom, you cut off everything. Something very, very similar happened to me, actually. It was in June, on June 3rd, actually. Podcast knows this story already, so we're chilling. June 3rd, I got hit up by Trey Crawford. He is a lineman on, I believe, the Broncos, number 73 or something. I remember I did my research at that time.
Broncos fan right here, so let's go.
So he's like he's from Houston and everything, and he was, you know, in town training and everything. And I just interacted with his pictures. I just liked it because a friend of mine shot it. And I carried on my day. He DMs me. He's like, yo, are you in town? You know, basic stuff happens. He's like, yo, could you come out and shoot like a training session of mine? Came out, did some photos, did some videos, and we had like a good like 4 to 5 hour like whole day kind of thing. It was, I guess 4 days. I don't want to, not 4 days, 4 hours, not 5 hours. But we're like super like, yo, big plans, let's do it, have fun. And I was driving home, and then I got into a car accident where dude was driving wrong side of the road on a feeder. I mean, I'm just blessed to have, my life again. But I've been but that's like the whole story of like, yo, I shot with one of my favorite, like, or not my favorite, but like my biggest jobs almost at that time. We also signed with like a marketing agency where we were like producing all their content for their clients. We're going to be the company, the product photography, commercials, ad campaigns, whatever. And all of a sudden, boom, I'm out for like 3.5 months. My leg's broken, ribs cracked, and I'm like, oh man, this is kind of garbage. Like at like the peak of the year, right? I was thinking, oh, 2020, pandemic's happening. Oh well, but then this happened, and I mean, I've said this many of times. I'm super grateful for everyone, all my clients. They're like, first thing they're like, yo, don't worry about it. We're gonna stall a little, because they want me to do their content more or less, and they're like, yeah, we're just gonna stall a little, you bounce back, and when you're good, we'll go back into it, which we're back at it now. But yeah,
good. I'm glad to hear that.
that was
I'm
like,
glad you're back at it.
thank you.
I always thought that was taking a wrong turn.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
We came back September, I want to say. Yeah, October. That music video was like the first shoot I had going back into it, and that was my leg was like still hurting. I was like, oh man, I haven't walked these many steps like in such a long time. So like unloading, reloading the cars and everything, I'm like, oh fudge, we're really doing this.
Thank God you had crew, dude.
Yeah.
Thank God for crew.
It was an amazing experience. But yeah, again, same boat there, where like, we're just riding that high wave, and then boom, things just crash. But how'd the year wrap up for you, I guess? Listen, I mean, has it been a little lull? Have you been having projects that you're working on, theorizing, writing everything down? What's your go-to?
Yeah. Well, first, is your leg like you all good now?
Perfectly,
like,
100%.
Okay,
I'm out here working out every day. Ran my first mile last week. I'm good.
Hey, nice.
Yeah.
Ahead of me, because I still haven't done that. I've never broken anything. So.
I was in the same boat. That was my first broken anything too.
Oh man. This year, I mean, since COVID, for a while there was just like this, what is kind of happening, obviously, for everybody during that time, and pretty much throughout the spring and the summer, I only saw the same group of people, and so I picked up photography a little bit more, just took photos of them.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty stagnant. I mean, I just feel like I could have, definitely looking back, I probably could have done more. Probably should have like pushed myself a little bit out of my comfort zone. But I feel like most of the time it's just kind of been like up and down a little bit. Like I'll have, like you said, there was the one music video that dropped, and then I got like the Lululemon gig afterwards. In reality, those were very far apart. I mean, not very, a couple months maybe. And during that time, not too much is happening. Probably to wrap up the year, I don't know, I have like 4 different versions of my reel that I'm doing. I'm also just trying to get done with the semester.
Yeah.
Building a I'm learning HTML and CSS this semester, and I didn't know. It's called, the class is Web Design 1. And
yeah.
I was like, oh, layouts, of course. And then they're like, no, you're coding. And I was like,
wow.
Oh, I don't want to do. I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah, no, dude.
But I'm still in it. Yeah, mainly just wrapping things up, polishing stuff up, and trying to plan. Not a fresh start. That's a bad phrase to use for the new year, but just like a start off hot in the new year and just.
Dog, going back
you said
to
you got a Blender project for the end of next year. Like, I'm trying to be there because I don't have anything planned for this time next year.
Dog, it's hard because I listen to people like Ash Thorpe, right? I'm not sure if you know who they are, but he's a filmmaker, creative director, CGI artist. I'll send you a link afterwards. But biggest inspiration, the man works like a fucking machine. Okay, this dude cranking out projects like it's nothing. All right, and they're just so high quality, like such high quality stuff. And that's like, I always look at that on my feed and I'm like, wow, he just released another. This is like the second project, this high quality ass project he released in a 2-week period. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So that's what I'm looking at, like, to push myself just so I get the repetitions in, not really caring about like, there's a standard, there's a standard of quality that I want to meet, but not necessarily like really like getting over myself. Trying to push myself to reach it. Just, trying to take all the steps there. But what was I saying? Dude, I lost my train of thought again. I'm just all
like
over.
The repetitions and preparing, like planning it ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot where I was going. Oh, the web design class that you were talking about.
Oh yeah.
Dude, the coding, I think that'll help you a lot. Because right now I'm building a website for Lost and I'm using like Editor X or whatever. And dude, I am so confused. It just doesn't make sense. And it's like supposed to be like the easier version of web design and all that. And I don't want to, to go through Squarespace or anything. But man, oh man, I'm like, the last 3 days I've gone to sleep watching like Editor X videos by other YouTubers, like hour-long videos. I'm just like watching them laying in bed, just like, yeah, and I just pass out. Like that's how crazy it's been. It's just, it's absurd because it's like, for some reason it just doesn't click in my head. I don't know why. I'm like, dude, I designed it in Illustrator. Like, why can't I just port it over here and have all the buttons work? But that's not how it's working. Oh man.
For me, it's like, for the web design, I could do it and I should put more time into it, but I'd much rather use like WordPress, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing after this semester. I've had RileyHulligan.com for the past, probably since September. There's just been my assignments on there though. I was just using Adobe Portfolio since high school, and I was like, okay, it's probably time to like we change this. But I don't have the time to
definitely
like code for a few hours when I can just upload a link to WordPress or embedded code that YouTube gives. Just hit publish, and then I'd rather just go and work on like a video or something. I'd rather spend my time doing that. I mean, if I have to pay someone in the future, God, if I, fingers crossed, I'm making enough money to where I can hire someone to do
it. I'll send you another link actually to a website builder. I believe it's called Semplice or something like that. It's brilliant use.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, a lot of creatives use it for like their portfolio work. The only reason I'm not able to use it is because it doesn't have like a e-commerce kind of feature to it, which the company will need in the future. So that's why, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go around and do it. But yeah, I'll send you a link to them and you can look at it. It's like really, really well, like really good stuff. It was like, I was stuck on it. I was even considering, like I was talking to my partner, Janae, that I'm like, hey, do we really need to sell stuff? Like, can we just use this thing? Like, I was so in love with the platform. I was like considering like, we don't really need to sell stuff, right? Like, come on. We don't need it. Can we just make our money somewhere else? Like, and she's like, no. We can't do that. What are you doing? Why would you do this? But yeah, during the year, didn't you completely sidetracking, by the way, this was a great segue. You made some stuff for like TST, Team Summertime, right? With their one of their jerseys, the pink jersey.
Oh, yeah, I just took a few photos.
How'd that come about, or like what was the idea behind that? And why haven't you made a whole commercial?
Oh wait, okay, no, now I know what you're talking about. Wait, is this with? I did it twice. So
Yeah.
I bought it, and the day it got to my house, I asked one of my friends who just moved into a new house with a pool. I was like, "Can you just throw on the jersey?"
Mm-hmm.
And I pretty much just get like some B-roll shots of you and take a few pictures. And he was like, "Sure." That was actually. I was driving up to shoot that music video for Sky XXX.
Mm-hmm.
We were shooting ballets, like it was featuring ballet, so we were going to shoot ballet.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving to go to Chicago from my hometown, and I stopped at his house before I left.
Oh wow!
It was like a super last minute thing. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, so I edited that the same day I shot it. I just threw that up, and they reposted it. It did decent on Twitter. It got like a few retweets, and I was like, "Oh, sick!"
Yeah,
but I haven't actually like worked hand in hand with them.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully one day. Blake helps me out with the photography sometimes.
Oh really?
Part of the reason I got a little film camera. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I know Blake is very like he responds a lot to whatever you really send their way.
Yeah.
Because I remember early on, I was like taking photos on my little Android phone back in the day, and I was like, "Oh, this is like my favorite picture," and I would throw it their way, and it would be like really encouraging. He was like, "Yo, this is a dope photo," and dude, it was not a dope photo. It was like,
yeah,
it was not a dope photo. Stop lying to me. But he was very kind about it. He was like, "Yo, I love the leading lines," because it's literally just like this back road, right? Like just leading lines down into the horizon, super saturated greens, like trees everywhere. It looked disgusting, filthy. Oh my god, I can't believe
so many experiences like that, dude. You have no idea.
Oh man,
I'll just like scroll back through DMs. I'm like, why did I even send this?
The audacity of past me, right? Like it's why would I do this?
Exactly,
dude. If I knew what I know now, I would not have sent like half of these DMs. Dude, you know Logan, right? From 100 Thieves. I talk about 100 Thieves a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
But
big 100 Thieves fan right here.
But back when Logan was on was at FaZe Clan, he was editing videos at FaZe right before 100 Thieves. God damn, I can't talk. 100 Thieves launched. They had this like editor tryout kind of thing. They sent like a silent video challenge to all these editors, and they're like, "Hey, if you want, to try out, edit this video, and we'll see how it goes," kind of thing. It wasn't going live or anything. They were just testing. Dude, I deleted the whole file off my hard drive because that's how disgusting it was. All right. and I can't believe I had the audacity to message him and be like, "Hey dude, can I like try out for this editing thing?" Like it was literally a wait, like 12 minutes of their time was they probably didn't watch 12 minutes. They probably watched like a minute, and they already knew. They're like, "Nah, it's not what we need." But it was a waste of their time, like truly. The transitions horrible, cuts horrible, graphic design horrible, and I'm like emailing this dude like, I know, like I'm an editor, yeah, like I can do this, I can edit for FaZe Clan, and I'm like looking back at it, and it's just it's like this repulsive feeling, like the images start flashing in my head, and I'm like, I can't believe I even made this. No one in the world will like see this ever again, and I just deleted it off of everything.
I had a whole gaming channel that is no longer with us.
Really?
It was just gone because I just wanted to get the reps of editing gaming content, and I didn't know, I still don't know how to reach out to someone and be like, "Hey, pay me to edit your videos." At the time, I would have done it for free, but now that I'm more experienced, like I got to get paid.
Definitely.
So I was just taking the PlayStation share button and throwing them into Premiere onto a hard drive, and those are no longer on the internet now. But yeah, it's really weird. Like I feel like Instagram is where there's just like kind of not influencer. That's a bad. More of like my like the music. Like I said, in like the music videography, that's where like that world lives for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the esports post-production video side is all on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because I actually don't have any esports work.
Yeah.
And I talked to the head, I think he's head producer, unless he got a title changed, Mark Urbino at 100 Thieves.
Yes.
Thunder Fist.
Thunder Fist, right? Yeah.
Thunder Fist, yeah.
I'm aware.
I talk to him all the time, and he's always been like that, like super nice. And I went back the other day and I was like, that was a decent video. I was like, thank God I didn't send like
this other one.
Thank God I didn't reach out a year earlier or something like with that reel.
Oh man, I make stuff now where I'm like, what was I? I tweeted this out actually the other day. I was editing one of the documentaries we're working on, and we shot this like 8 months ago, okay, like back in February. But it's only February, right? Like it shouldn't be that big of a deal, especially like to where like where my filmmaking is at this point. I don't know. I somehow think I didn't actually film that. I genuinely like believe that. There's like no way I could have filmed some of these shots because I'm just there shaky as hell. Like I'm taking, it feels like I'm jumping buildings in this frame. And I'm like, I'm looking at the footage and I'm like, dude, warp stabilizer is not going to do anything to this, man. And yeah, that's where I'm at.
Stabilizer has saved my career.
Oh man, me too. A lot of stuff has been just wow. But if you were to push into the, I mean, you really want to go the concert route and music and show the behind the scenes of, you know, all that. Yeah. But what if you were supposed to, or you were wanting to go into like esports and stuff? How would you like go about that? Do you have an idea?
So I was actually set to film the first home game for Chicago Huntsmen, who are now Optic Chicago. Had a ticket already, bought it for my birthday, and there was like a meetup down the street. I was late to class because of it.
Oh wow!
I met all like the guys and ran into, or Matt was there. Mm-hmm. I'm forgetting his last name. I don't know, Maddie, Hex's editor.
Yeah, the producer.
They have Josefo is like their like second videographer. Roger was at 100 Thieves at the time.
Yep.
And I gave them both my contact information. I sent Josefo my reel, and I was just like, hey, I'm already going. You don't need to pay for my ticket. Mm-hmm. But if I grab some shots, like because they had like the series going on at the time. Totally forget what the series name was called. But I was like, can I send you my shots?
Yeah, just use my footage. Sure.
That was my plan.
Yeah.
And then that got canceled.
I mean, yeah, of course.
So now I'm not sure. Now I'm not sure. I sent just like my reel and other work, not necessarily gaming related.
Yeah.
But because I feel right now, there's great, obviously, content of people playing games, but some of the best like 100 Thieves videos that do on their YouTube channel have nothing to do with games. It's just
at all
them filming
real life stuff, just the personalities flourishing.
Yeah, the personalities, and I mean, just like their little montages for like when they have fashion drops, merch drops,
the apparel drops. Yeah,
apparel drop. Yeah.
Don't call it merch. Don't call it. It's not merch. Don't hoodie organization. By the way, dude, I know like the company. They're like, oh no, it's not merch. It's not merch. It's not merch. And I really didn't understand that, but I respected it. Like to not call their apparel merch because they put a lot of time and effort into their whole process. I didn't understand that until I started designing And we at Lost started designing for certain drops that we have coming up in 21. And I'm like, nah, this isn't merch. This is a whole ass like this is great. This is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
not to spoil. I mean, this is fuck it, dude. I can spoil whatever I want. So
I've actually never heard. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I haven't had anyone say like, "Don't call it merch."
Oh,
is
dude,
that like a thing?
I'm not sure if it's a thing or not.
I just have a habit. I just have it. That's just what I call it.
I forget. I literally just saw this on Twitter right before we got on the podcast. It was like, oh, fudge, dude. Nate Shot. He was filming the podcast with somebody here. One of their very well-known people, but whatever happened is that they called the LA Thieves hoodie merch, and then Nate Shot just like, oh, like this little like, what are you doing kind of thing, and that's what sparked that idea. I'll send you. Yeah, I'll link it to you afterwards once I'm able to find it. It's like
I thought they were all just synonyms. I don't know. I was just like, I don't know.
No, I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong.
I mean, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. I like the thought behind it.
Yeah, I feel like it just it puts it into perspective. Where like
it does.
Merch feels very like very quick pace, fast fashion kind of thing, where like every YouTuber is just putting on their logo in some way, making it look like it's streetwear and calling it merch. Whereas they've had dedicated different collections, you know, like the 100 Thieves logo isn't on everything. It's not even, last one was only like it was no camping, and then there was this tie-dye one, I forget the name of it. It
was Jam.
Yeah, that one. And these whole different worlds they're building for each drop, whether it's from the production side, filmmaking, production of the garments, the quality and everything of that. So it's like, yeah, you definitely deserve all of that. Whatever you want me to call it, I'll call it. kind of deal.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was that was the whole point of like, oh yeah, I now understand why they would prefer people to see their stuff as more than just, you know, a cheap shirt, which this shit ain't cheap. It's not cheap at all.
Nah, I got 2 hoodies over there and a t-shirt. Bro. Actually, I got 2 t-shirts. And
oh man, I don't have any t-shirts. I do have a no camping hoodie, and I'm actually wearing the shorts right now. I have not taken these shorts off actually. I've washed them obviously, but I've worn them like every day since these have shown up to my house. And oh man, dude, they're so
it's a great time for sweatshorts.
Dude, they're so comfy. I don't know what they do, what kind of cotton, what kind of sheep they found, but like, god damn, these are like, they're so breathable. They're not hot, but they keep me warm. I sound like a damn ad. They gotta pay me for this at this point.
I do want to ask you, is the hoodie you're wearing John Bellion?
Yes, it is. It is? Yes. It is the Glory Sound Prep. I've got this. I've got the Coach jacket in my closet right now. Huge John Bellion fan. Got a t-shirt. I got a John Bellion t-shirt for sure.
Dude.
I've been following John Bellion since like shit, dude. Actually, that's actually from FaZe Rain. Back when he was vlogging and stuff.
I was gonna say I discovered it through gaming.
Yeah,
like a ton of people were using his stuff.
Yeah, him and I know Logic were signed to like the same label or whatnot, and I'm sure that's how they found them. But FaZe Rain threw one of his songs into like one of the videos that they were having, and I'm like, whoa, this is actually like really dope. It's amazing. And seeing his like making of series just made me like fall in love with him even more in the process, because he's a freaking genius. And then going down his discography of like all the songs he's written, helped produce, all the work that he's produced himself under his name, it's just, I put him in the same category as Ash Thorpe, where like these are very, very like prolific artists of their time. If you want to think like,
dude. 100%. I seriously, I don't know. Like, he's one of the people where I'm like, how does there that much talent in a person?
Doesn't make sense.
Like, completely, I don't, yeah, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. I think, I mean, this year he's been killing it with just like his producing and writing credits.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's dropped anything this
Not
year.
himself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Let me just...
I actually have a funny story kind of regarding him.
Of course.
So let's see. It was the end of the Human Condition Part 3 tour. Always listen to his music. I didn't even know he was touring. Then my sister was like, hey, he's going to be in St. Louis. I'm originally from Springfield, Illinois. So just central Illinois. It's like an hour and a half drive. So we're like, we're going to go. This is my senior year of high school. So I had just started like the video kind of thing. Recently found out that like you could do it as a job. So I'm following Dexter. I'm sure you know who. Yeah. So I'm following Dexter, and we're leaving the venue, and I was like, that is crazy. And I see this guy come out of the back door, and it's not Dexter, but I asked, yo, are you Dexter? And he's like, no, I'm Lewis. I was like, oh, like, what's up? And I was like, do you take photos? And he's like, yeah, I'm just like doing half the tour or whatever. So I get Lewis's like card. He gives a card to my sister. I take the card from my sister because I'm like, if I lose mine, I gotta have this one.
Take pictures of it right now.
Yeah, no, exactly. I hit him up like after that, and he's one of those people who, like how we were talking to earlier, where you send like something terrible, like looking back, obviously it was like garbage, and they just like keep motivating you.
Yeah.
He to this day will still, like, if I send him something, just like be straight up, I like this, I don't like this.
Wow. You
should maybe like try and work on this. But he went from being a photographer on that tour to being John Bellion's personal day-to-day assistant. And so by the time the GSP tour came around, I still was, I knew his personal assistant, and I still was not able to get a photo pass.
Damn.
Because you mentioned like him and Logic are on the same label. It's like it's called Visionary Music Group. I'm sure you've heard about them. So I've shot all of their artists except for like officially gotten passes for I've not shot John. I have not shot Logic, who I mean they're top 3 for me.
Yeah.
And I have not shot Quinn 92. And I was scheduled to shoot Quinn 92 this past summer, but the tour got canceled.
Ooh, there's
like a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows, right?
A lot of behind the scene things
that was just kind of like,
oh
yeah, I took pictures of my like iPhone that show, and I was like, yo, these are sick. I think I had them up on my portfolio site until like last year, where I was just like, what are these doing all the way down here?
Damn.
Like, no way. I think I was telling people too, like I was putting on my resumes and stuff. I'd shot for John Bellion, but I was just literally just like a couple iPhone shots.
Yeah.
This past GSP tour, I took this big bulky high 8 camera because I knew Dexter. I knew he was making something. He was filming, and I was like, I know he likes this style, and he can't bring in the big mirrorless detachable lens cameras. So I was like, I'm just gonna use this.
Yeah.
Filmed like 25 minutes for the show, and sent him a DM being like, hey, I have this. Lewis told me to hit you up. No response. And then I was like, I know about blank project. And he was like, oh, send it through.
Okay.
I was like, all right. But then the project never came out. So I was like, that's just one of those things.
Not yet.
I guess.
Yeah. There's always
a good time to drop it.
Yeah. There's always stuff going on. I mean, he's doing his virtual concert soon here, right?
That's right. I think that might be this week.
Oh, frick, dude. No way. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Did I
Let me
not?
pull up this website real
Yeah,
quick.
let me just do that. I remember the first time I put on I started listening to John Bellion, and of course flooded all my playlists, right? Ever since, he's infiltrated everything from like my rap to my, groovy stuff, just everything. He's there. Even like to this point, I know he wrote the song Hulli by Justin Bieber and Chance Rapper. And like, so the whole story is my sister's like, when I first put him on like our stereo or whatever, she was like, dude, what is this? Like, skip. Like, what are you doing? Put on like someone else. And I'm like, and I would fight. I was like, no, dude, you can't change this song. This is like staying on. And they would, of course, 2v1, and I would just lose that vote.
Yeah.
Fast forward to like 2 years later, and I forget what album dropped. I think it was A Human Condition. I think it was like 2016 or something. Human Condition dropped, and then I started playing that heavy. Always in the car, just like bumping it. And my sister's like slowly like, whoa, this is kind of nice. This is,
I came around.
I love it. And then I showed them the making of videos, and they're like, wait, this guy's a genius. And dude, from then on, they've been hooked. And I always like to tease them, like, dude, remember when I had it in the car the first time? Y'all said he was trash.
Dude, yeah.
Don't say nothing to me. But for their birthday, for their 21st, I took them to the John Bellion concert that happened in Houston, and it was like one of our most fun memories ever. And I mean, I just want to go to like everything by that man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That is sick. That's such a great gift too.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing better than just like an experience. Mm-hmm. Not even just like a show, but just like an experience that you get to like
I'm a big believer in that. Like I will never buy them like a necklace or anything for their birthdays, but like an actual experience of like a memory they get to keep for the rest of their lives is something I really value. Cause like, that'll never go. No one can take that from you.
No, exactly. That is facts.
Yeah,
that is facts.
But you were saying?
Oh, the making of videos.
Yeah.
That was another thing where I was like, you could do this too? Like,
dude,
there's just so much. There's just so much. I mean, it probably wasn't until like 2 years ago where I was like, you can make a video about anything and make it exciting if like
told well.
You're really talented enough.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't really matter about your camera equipment, your sound equipment, your lighting, really. As long as like the story is there, you'll be able to creatively figure out how to tell it no matter what. And people will listen if it's a good story. But that making of video has literally like pushed me. Like, we're working on like 3 documentaries right now, and 2 of those 3 documentaries are following musical acts. And it's just like, that is the reason the making of series is literally the reason why I even like, dug even deeper in Houston. Because I remember 2-3 years ago, I was like, I need to move out. I need to go to like Austin, LA or something. Just because like they're not creative people here kind of deal. That was like my mindset for a very long time. But the last 2 years, I've met up with so many beautiful minded people who are designers, photographers, filmmakers, musicians, producers, everyone around our age, right? Early 20s, mid 20s. And it's like the city's like been reborn for me kind of things. Like I've stepped into a different world where like I can't imagine myself ever leaving this place anymore. Of course, I'll like, go here and there for like work or whatnot, but like I've found this community that I really love here. And I think that's like, I'm so lucky that I found these guys because they're some of my best friends now. And that's
that is awesome.
It's just,
I'm so happy to hear that.
It's amazing. Oh,
that is great. Who are like, who'd you say like has inspired you the most?
Fudge, dude.
Just creatively.
The most, I would go back to saying it's Ash Thorpe. I think the way
that name sounds so familiar, but I cannot put a face to the name right now.
Dude, I'll send you some work. You've probably definitely seen it. It's the media company is called Alt C. His work is just amazing, and he collaborates with a bunch of talented people around the whole world, kind of deal. But yeah, just his aspect of being multidisciplinary, where he's able to do CGI stuff, where he's able to film real stuff. Like this man's filming a fan-made kind of Star Wars film, right? But you already know it's not gonna be just any fan-made film. Like this is gonna be like they wrapped up filming.
It's gonna look like one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Hollywood production because all these guys who are on there, not big names, right? But they're very, very good at what they do, and I'm just super excited for that. And the fact that, again, CGI, motion design, editing, all this stuff. He's a very, very good illustrator. And he's taken that. He's dove into photography, and that's been amazing on his website and his Instagram stuff. Just his multidisciplinary works. Like he's able to go to anything and do everything, really, is what it feels like. And I'm sure he puts countless amount of hours into it behind the scenes. But just the fact that he's shown that it's achievable is something I'm hooked on, and it's something that I want to push myself to do, which is why Lost Studios has like 10 different fucking studios under it, whether it be like our design branch or the podcast, the studio, and everything like that. It's genuinely from the curiosity that man's inspired and sparked within me. What would you say is like your number one inspiration so far?
A few names that come to mind: John Bellion for one.
Mm-hmm.
Roy Kramer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Video co-pilot.
Sorry, him too. He's great. Rory Kramer. He's a videographer. Used to tour with the Chainsmokers.
Oh man, who am I thinking of?
Andrew Kramer.
Andrew Kramer. I'm so sorry.
Andrew Kramer. Yeah, I don't think they're related.
No.
I don't think they're related.
That would be bizarre.
But no, Andrew Kramer, still phenomenal.
Yeah.
Still go watch his videos. I think it's been a minute since he's dropped a tutorial.
Does he really need to? He's covered the whole software at this point.
That's a good point. He probably does not. I probably just need to go back and learn more. Yeah, I mean, I had an old high school teacher, the one who got me into it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I try and think like about some of the basics that like he taught.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of like, people with the little community we have, like we're in that little group chat on Twitter, just seeing like stuff like that, and people
shout out
push
to
themselves kind of like
YouTube graduates. I believe that's what our group chat is called.
I don't even look at the names anymore. I just look at the little pictures.
Oh, dude, that's the worst part. That's the worst part. It's like if someone changes their like profile picture, it's just you're gone. You're a whole new person to me. Like, I'll put the first letter of your name into the search bar if I need to find some of your work. And if the picture doesn't match up, I'm gone. I'm just like, I don't know who this person is. I've lost them forever. Which is why I've like
I
to
a few people when I changed my ats. I was just like, change my at, just letting my like network know.
Yeah.
Dude, I only sent it to like, people like Blake. I sent it to, John's like assistant.
Yeah, everyone.
And people like that where I was just like,
who could need you. Yeah, definitely
I changed
smart.
my name that I've had for years. Please don't forget me. Just like let's keep this going.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of this guy's name. It's Warren, but I don't want to butcher his last name.
Oh my goodness! But
Menega. He's a videographer for Cruella for a bit. Now he's modeling.
Oh wow!
Completely different jump. Yeah.
Yeah, man. If he's got the looks for it, it's probably a handsome person.
Doing all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably a very good-looking individual. You'll never see me in front of the camera besides a podcast.
No. Yeah, definitely.
Oh goodness.
The occasional photo, the occasional behind-the-scenes photo, you might see me.
At most, I don't even post on my Instagram stories, and that's where I like post them. Dude, I've had this thing with Instagram where I've just felt this anxiety of, I don't think I've posted in like over 3 years. Not 3 years, a year at least. I think the last time I posted was a project I did right as the pandemic started. Yeah, April 30th. I just don't know what to post. And I just get this anxiety of like, what do I post? What is good enough? What isn't good enough? And I just don't know how to like get over that. And like the obvious answer is like, yeah, you just got to post. But then I'm like, what do I do? What post? Which I'm like trying to push myself. Like I'm able to post to like our company channel and everything a lot more. And that like, there's like at least a post a day going out. But I'm able to do that.
That's solid.
Yeah, I'm able to do that, but I'm not able to do my own personal stuff. Like I'll tag myself so I can like repost and stuff, but I'll never like post it on my personal page, and I'm just like kind of beat myself up for it sometimes. Like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just like just put this up on the good old gram? So hard. Any tips?
Dude, I wouldn't even worry about it. I mean, do you go on Instagram to look at like the feed?
Yeah, sometimes, because I follow a lot of artists, so I'm always like, or graphic designers as well. So I'm always like looking for inspiration, just like things I could pick up here and there, like what typeface to use and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Typeface is the fun thing. I'm a graphic design minor.
Oh wow!
So I'm all in that. But the reason I kind of asked that is because I don't know if this is a hot take. It was a hot take with some of my friends here who are photographers. I think Instagram's dying. I think it's probably the worst it has ever been.
Yeah. I can feel that.
I
definitely
the algorithm,
understand.
I feel like it's had its moments.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's kind of been just on a slow downfall ever since they changed it from chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think a lot of people are with you on that.
Dude, something I've been thinking about so much, and this might be another hot take. So I think Instagram is dying. That's already, I don't know if that's a hot take or not. It's just my thought.
It's facts.
And I don't know how much longer TikTok can last.
Really? What do you think is replacing TikTok?
That's what I don't know. Because Instagram's trying to not replace TikTok, but mock it with Reels.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going well from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But I think once COVID is done, TikTok is going to take a bit of a dip,
a backseat.
I've heard rumors that TikTok might be expanding onto like an online kind of YouTube platform kind of thing, in longer form content. That could be interesting to see. But I wanted to like kind of get your thoughts, because I feel like Twitter has been very consistent throughout the years on like
definitely
people putting stuff out, but it's always like I feel like there's something next. Like we had like Vine kind of came up, TikTok kind of came up, and it could be like years down the line. And I'm just bullshit riffing right now, like for no reason, and I'm gonna look completely stupid in like 2 years, where TikTok is still the biggest thing on the planet.
But that third year, when TikTok goes down, you're gonna dig up this clip and you're gonna be like, "See, I told y'all."
Yeah,
2020, like, I told y'all.
Yeah, I told y'all 3 years earlier. So I was wrong for 3 years, but that fourth,
I knew it.
We got him.
I knew it was coming.
But yeah, honestly, I wouldn't worry about Instagram. I just did 4 days in a row of Reels like a week ago to test those out.
Yeah.
And I think it's super inconsistent.
Really? I'm having
from what I've seen so far.
Yeah. I haven't posted any Reels or anything. The only I've actually seen an engagement increase actually with my posts, because before with my stories on Instagram, Twitter is more of like me just interacting with other creators and just having fun and BSing and in the esports world. So I don't really take that as much as like a professional point of view. Whereas Instagram, I'm able to like, hey, this is my page, this is the work I've done. Bam. It's kind of like a placeholder portfolio kind of thing until the website's up and running and I'm like, cool, that's where my professional stuff goes. Then I'll start posting photos and stuff again here. Because I love street photography, so I can't wait to actually start sharing that stuff again. But recently, the last 3 or 4 days, I've been doing this thing where like I've just put up a poll, just one poll a day. And like it could be a yes or no poll, just like super like shit posting kind of things where like, oh, I just bought the same actually I bought 4 shirts from Uniqlo, right? Like these turtleneck shirts that I have.
Love Uniqlo.
Bro, they're amazing. I bought 4 turtlenecks all in black, and I have no regrets because I love them. And it's just like, yes, I love this. But I posted that up. I'm like, yo, on this episode of like buying the same shirt in black 4 times, do you do the same, or like, are you normal kind of thing? You know, like a fun, quirky kind of question. And before that, there was another question, something stupid as well. And what ended up happening is like the reach, or I guess how visible my posts have been to people and my stories have been to people, it's actually doubled. It was usually around like 70, 60 people watching it in a day. Sometimes dipping down. It dipped down to like 30 as well at one point. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I've got like 400 active followers here that I know these people are alive and well. What's up, Instagram? But then now it's hit like 110, 130 kind of deal. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of lit. Like, what's going on? And that's like the only thing I've changed up is like actually putting up a poll and engaging people on there. And it's in like no thing of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get engagements and sell things to them because I only have 400 followers. But for me, it's more valuable that if they're able to see my stories, all the reposts I do from like other work that we publish, that gets more eyeballs on it as well. So that's immensely more valuable to me. And I just find that like so interesting. It also helps. I'm sure
I've had a very similar experience.
Yeah? Have you been doing like polls and stuff?
So I did polls for just like, do you guys want like just kind of like do you want this video tomorrow? Like, you know, artists will do like songs and stuff like that. Get maybe like 40 votes total. Yeah. And then I did a shit post kind of thing where I was like room temperature water or ice cold water.
Bro, and people were
those. People were voting and then swiping up and being like, anyone who votes for room temperature is a piece of shit. And I'm just like, whoa, I just put up the poll.
I'm just asking. I'm just curious. Dog, treating social media anything other than a shit posting machine is just like, you're not having fun with like social media anymore. On there, I'm like just posting all these random things I find on Reddit like daily. If I'm not reposting like art stuff, like you'll see like beautiful portraits by like 64 mag or like, you know, Oreo or something. I'm reposting. I'm like, yo, these are amazing portrait photography. I would love, like, look at these skin tones. And then you see like a meme, like, and not just any meme, like some dumb like cat shit post. And it's just like, no, this is what you signed up for.
Mine's the same way. Probably, honestly, if you go look at this year, mine's more like that. The past like 4 years is probably just all memes. Because it wasn't probably until this year and being like in that group chat where I was like, oh, Twitter's like also a professional platform. Like I gotta be 50-50 here. I can't just be. I never told anybody about my Twitter until like this year. I was just kind of like, oh,
same
people
here.
From high school knew it. And then esports community people will just randomly follow me. And
definitely.
I would just like connect with them. I connected with you on there this year.
Same.
So I was like, oh, okay. This is like a professional platform where I can also like fuck around.
Yeah.
Like
I definitely treat Twitter way more professionally because I like respect these people a lot. Cause I'm like, yo, these are like actual filmmakers, like Natso and like his studio. They like followed me after like one interaction there, and I was like, wait, I can't be reposting like weird stuff anymore. Like I gotta like chill out. Like I gotta put in like some fun posts here and there and just be myself, not push myself too much. But like, yo, some things like you're an adult at this point. Like if you want to work in this industry, like I'm trying to shoot a vision, like dead ass. I'm like trying to direct a whole episode for like 100 Thieves kind of deal.
Yeah.
And I think I could definitely do it. Could I do it better right now? Probably not. Like Gabe is just and Roger are just, you know, like powerhouses and they know what they're doing. But in the future, yes, I definitely have that confidence within myself. So I'm like, yeah, I can't
Absolutely.
be. And dude, and
you should is the thing.
Dog, that feature, has it ever gotten you in trouble? You like this thing? Like on other people's like
Sure.
timeline where it comes up like, oh, Habib edits also like this photo, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I look on like the Lost Studios page and I'm like, hey yo, what is this? Like, why would you show this, Twitter? Like, no, let's not show that to people. And if I'm seeing it on this page, I'm sure everyone else is seeing it too. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that's the risky thing with that feature, because I don't think everyone like who follows you sees that. It's like a
selective people,
algorithm based kind of thing. But I've thought about that a lot more recently. My dad never has had social media.
Oh no.
He just got Twitter like a few months ago, and he was like, is it okay if I follow you? And I was like, yeah. Like, first of all, you're a G for asking if you could follow me.
Thank you. Yeah, my parents
my mom would just like hopping on every social media, following me, messaging me. I'm like, you can just call me. You have my number.
Yeah.
That's not the point. But I'm sure
Love
there's
you,
a
Mom.
few like just weird, crazy esports shit that has come up on his feed, because he follows probably news outlets and me. So he'll probably get like something from, I don't know, the Washington Post or whatever the fuck, and then
your
I don't
tweet.
know, someone falling down a flight of stairs like for no reason, like, you know, just like some dumb shit like that.
Yeah. Oh man, I think I should just
hasn't
put a
got me into
wording.
trouble yet, to answer your question.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, hey, if you ever see this podcast before seeing my Twitter, just don't go to my liked tab, okay? Just don't go there. Save yourself the trouble. Just don't look at that stuff, because I'll be on like Twitter, just on there, just doing it all, like just not caring,
not thinking about it.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, cool, my friend retweeted this kind of sus picture or this really weird meme. I'ma like it because I laughed at it.
Yeah, fucked up joke or something one day. It's just gonna.
Yeah, or even like, you know, a somewhat attractive female. I'm like, oh, nice cosplay. Bam, like.
I was just about to say, do you remember the Ted Cruz situation?
Oh, dude, didn't he like tweet out a link though? Or no, he liked it.
He just liked the video.
Oh, dude.
He just liked the video, and people are like, yo, what is this doing on Ted Cruz's like page? I was like, first of all, there's a liked page?
Yeah, dude.
Second of all, yeah, Ted Cruz, what are you doing, man? You're running for office, bro. Like, chill out. Oh.
Bro, I remember when
not on the timeline.
I remember when like Big T tweeted out a video, but he actually tweeted out a porn link, like and he's like, that's 2 seconds.
Big T. He can do whatever he wants.
I'm like, yo, that's a baller move. Like, I respect it. Like, it happens, dog. It happens sometimes.
It does.
Like, you copied that link? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you weren't on incognito or anything. That's yeah, wow. That's a man. Like, you don't give no fucks.
You got to be in quite the position to do something like that.
Right? Like, you can't say
have all the confidence in the world.
Oh, man, you can't say nothing to Big T.
You literally have to be the GOAT.
Oh, and he is.
Where people are just
that's the only way.
Good job. Where people hit you up after and they're like, thank you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, dude, thanks for the recommendation. It was awesome. Yeah. Holy crap. Crazy. Oh, man. But yeah, I guess we'll be wrapping up this episode. We went over an hour
I was going to say, how long have we been going?
Yeah, it's been an hour 14. I would have gone on longer and longer, but I'm sure I respect your time here, and I'm sure you have things to do. Just wrapping it up.
I appreciate you having me on.
What's like?
Very much. Thank you so much.
What is like one goal you have for 21? Just one.
Oh.
I guess mine was the Blender project, which will be out next December. Probably sooner, but I'm gonna spend my time learning Blender.
I'm actually really looking forward, because I have been like studying 3D work. I haven't done much myself, but I've been looking a lot, or I've been seeing a lot of it. So that's like going to be super interesting.
Oh, I want to change my answer.
Well, one is going to be get a job.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to graduate in May.
Ooh, congratulations.
Hopefully. So, okay, I got 3 things. Number 1, graduate. Number 2, get a job. Number 3, let's see. Hit like 2,500 followers on Instagram at least.
No, that's a good goal.
I'm at like 1.1.
Oh, that's super attainable.
It was my goal to hit 2. It was my goal to hit 2 this year. No shot of that happening now.
Nah, the world slowed down. You can't blame
1.
that. Yeah.
But last year was my goal to hit 1,000. I hit 1,000.
Awesome.
So next year, maybe 2.5, something like that. But yeah, get a job's a big one for sure.
That's definitely
get a job doing this. That's the other thing. I'm going to school for this. So.
Oh, definitely. You've got all the chops, brother. I know it. There's no doubt in my mind.
Thank you.
I want to change my answer though, teacher. I would like to design apparel or more apparel, because I remembered our interaction. The "Wish You Were Here" shirt that we designed at Poncho Club. It was for a movie premiere for one of my filmmaking friends, and I love that shirt first off, but I want to actually like collaborate with like people and actually design stuff for them and for ourselves. So yeah, that's my like 21 goal of like actually like making Poncho Club, our design firm, a profitable business. That's what it is. I'll make my first dollar there. 21.
That's a solid goal. Maybe I just put these out. I didn't make any money off of them.
Oh wow.
I just came up with the saying like in July, and then I just put these out there. It was like a pre-order kind of thing.
Yeah.
I charged people exactly what it cost to make and ship them.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make any money off of them, but who knows? Maybe we do a little something. Hey. I think it's fun. I just think apparel design is just like a fun.
It's very fun. Like I've never seen like
that kind of thing for me.
Yeah, I've never seen people have like a negative experience when they're designing apparel, unless it's for like a very picky client. But like, other than that, it's like you're chilling. But yeah, definitely. I'm very, very much into that. Again, if you're watching this podcast or listening to this podcast anywhere you are, go follow Riley here on all their social media. You want to say that one more time?
Yeah, Instagram is Hulli ____. That's HULLI. Twitter is Hulli_RH.
There you are. Go follow for some amazing content, and then
subscribe to the podcast.
Thank you.
Get going. Share it with your family, your friends, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn.
Maybe not with your family or LinkedIn, because we talked about corn stuff and at the end there. So maybe not that much stuff. You should respect yourself a little there. I'm sorry if you lose your job. But yeah, go check him out. It's gonna be great. 2021, he wants to get at least 2.5K, which I mean they're gonna be posting like fire content. So you got nothing to lose. It's gonna be dope photography and videography and all things in between. And you get shit posts. Like what's there to lose? Alrighty, we'll see you next time.
Got it all.
Peace.
Thank you.
Boom. Awesome. Thank you.